Rajasthan Royals versus Chennai Super Kings in Jaipur, and Yashasvi Jaiswal is our player under the spotlight. He's been so key to Rajasthan's successes in recent times. Shaun, when you've looked at Yashasvi Jaiswal, what stood out to you about his batting?
Well, he's playing the short ball better. I think he still gets out to it a little bit. He has got out to it, but going back a couple of years to when he first came on the scene, that was a big problem for him against some of these international quicks. So he's certainly figured that out a little bit. I mean, it may still go on as a slight problem, but it's a lot better. He's got a bit more power, I guess, which is normal, isn't it, Deep? I think that's normal as he gets stronger and matures. Yeah.
He's been among the best power play dashers in this season so far. Strikes at nearly 160 in the power play, but it is after that he really slows down. You see a worrying trend there, Deep.
I wouldn't say worrying as much. Yes, you would want him to score faster, but the thing is, he's kind of cracked the code how to bat in the first six. He needs to find the right tempo to bat after the six. I don't think he struggles against spin. He's a good batter against spin, but it's just that he needs to find the right tempo. So either he's on the sixth gear or he's on the second. So he needs to find the right tempo after 6 overs. And listen, I mean, as Shaun mentioned, we've seen him improve in the last year in how he bats in the first six. And I would personally like to believe that he'll figure a way out. I mean, there's nothing wrong as such technically or otherwise. It's just that he just needs to find that template.
So when you look into the numbers, Shaun, that's what is surprising. Like Deep mentioned, it's not like he has troubles against spin, which tends to happen with a lot of openers. They might get slowed down by spin. Yashasvi Jaiswal is actually a case where he's getting out a lot more to seamers in the middle overs. 9 out of 11 dismissals out caught. Does that to you somewhere suggest a power issue maybe?
Well, it doesn't surprise me because that's, like I said, going back to the start of his IPL career, he was having trouble with that anyway, getting caught. I mentioned the short ball. And maybe he's trying to find a way to hit it, to clear the fence. Maybe he's got to go back to a certain game of getting it out to the guys in the boundary. If it goes either side, you might get your boundary, you might get a 1 or a 2. So I think Deep's right, trying to figure out his game. It's only early in his career still, and he has come a long way. But I think just figuring out the process behind being a better batsman through those middle overs, whether it's power or not.
I more than power, I think it's, if you look at it, how he bats in the first six, he takes a lot more risks. And because there are only 2 fielders, it pays off as well. But suddenly after those 6 overs, the same shots which were going into the gaps or hitting the boundaries are going to the fielders now. So he needs to find a way and go back to a little less risky options at times and back himself to play those shots after the 6 overs. So again, I guess he'll find a way. I'm sure there are enough good people around him as well to kind of show him the way.
The one concern that will hold true for Jaiswal, as indeed for all batters, is that the one game we saw at Jaipur so far, we saw a pitch that we haven't come to expect from the Savai Mansingh Stadium, at least in recent years. So Shaun, do you think that sort of a surface is almost counterintuitive to Rajasthan's batting?
It would help a lot if it wasn't that surface for him. It'd be a lot easier for him. But I think, going back, I know when I played a bit of cricket at Rajasthan, and this is going back, the wickets obviously changed since then, but it was one of those, it was a bit of a raffle. You weren't quite sure exactly what you were going to get each game. There'd be a couple of matches when it was a road, then it would go through, the new ball would be pretty quick, and then it'd die, and it'd be quite a dead wicket. So for me, it's no great surprise that there is a bit of a change, in saying that was a long time ago. And sometimes I don't know what their strategy is up top and what they're going to ask for, what sort of conditions they want to play in. And sometimes you can ask all you want, and you just don't get it. So
the other question, Shaun, I guess, is who's asking for it? Is it Ashwin asking for it or Sanju Samson asking for it?
Exactly.
Almost favours Chennai more, you'd think? This is almost more Chepak than Chepak.
I mean, listen, like I said, if as far as bowling is concerned, I think it does favour the Royal bowling unit as well. But when it comes to batting, obviously CSK would feel they're playing at home if they get the same kind of a pitch again. But the other thing that I've noticed going to the venues is there is a neutral curator there as well.
There you go.
So so you have a neutral curator as well. So it might not be that easy to get what you want, completely what you want.
The last time these two teams met at this venue, MS Dhoni decided to take matters in his own hands. That's when he walked out on the ground and we saw a side of Dhoni we haven't seen too often on the field. What's in store for us this time?